so the way I articulate this, by the way, is be the client you want to attract, right? So you want to, if you want to have people that are saying yes, be that, and we know you are that, you're here, and so go ahead and just take a moment and really, actually there's a few areas,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Okay, so this is about taking that moment. We want to guide you in where to look, because you all have different businesses in different areas, but we want to guide you in some areas to look, to connect with the last time you invested in yourself, said yes to yourself, and won, and to really feel into how did that impact your life. And when I got this insight, like I get it over and over recently, is we had a gal who was here, and we were practicing through part of the formula. I think it was Event Profit Secrets on part of the formula of making your offer. And she's in the back and she's signing up for our mentorship program, and I'm like, wow, Nikki, it's so awesome to see you here going for it. She goes, when I was working on making my offer for my own event, I realized that the last time I really said yes and stretched and got uncomfortable was when I said yes to a $10,000 program to become a coach training. And it was 10 years ago, and I didn't know anything about how it was going to work, and it was totally not the field I was in. And I didn't have the money, and it was a huge stretch. But after I said yes, it all worked out. And it was 10 years ago, and it totally transformed my life. Mm-hmm. The husband I have now, our beautiful daughter, the life that we have was all from that. She goes, and I realized when I was connecting in with that I hadn't stretched like that in 10 years. And now I want to get on the stage and have my own event and encourage people to do that. And it changed my life so much, and I haven't done it again for 10 years. She's like, what a light bulb, right? So she went back and, decided to become part of what we're doing. So what is your story like that? And Lisa really, came up with a couple of different areas that you can investigate this for yourself, depending on the field that you're in and where you think the story would be most powerful for your client.
And
do you need me to click the button?
That would be great.
Okay.
So there's 3 different areas, and this is for you just to look at in your life where you have invested in yourself. Remember, we're looking at where you've invested in yourself and you won, and it made a big impact on your life, right? Wow. So there's a positive experience of you investing yourself, and it made a big impact on your life. And it could be in a quality of life related thing, like maybe you took that dream vacation, and like from then on, it opened up a whole new world to you, the people you met or something like that. Maybe it was a new car. You actually were tired of driving around in a car that was unreliable, and you just decided you were worth it, being safe, and you just went for it, and how that impacted your life from there. Maybe it's the simple and amazing thing of having somebody clean your house, that you said, you know what, my time is valuable. At least $100 an hour. My time is super valuable, and I'm spending hours cleaning my house. I'm going to get a housekeeper, and just that decision that to invest in yourself, how that might have had a ripple effect. Or even like beautiful landscaping, like making your environment pretty. So this is one place to look. So if you're connecting in with a story or two, go ahead and write that down. And the next place, can you click the slide? The next place is business related, right? So this is kind of an obvious one, but it doesn't need to be the one. But maybe it's a training program like going to the Speak to Sell boot camp as an example. You all have that as an example. You got your butt here, you invested time, you invested money, and how that impacted your life already, I'm sure. High level mentorship, like the story I shared. Maybe it's a bookkeeper. Maybe, like for me, a bookkeeper was the first place I invested in my business, because I thought, I just don't like to do that stuff. I don't have a passion for it. But I know it's important, so I'm gonna make my business real, and I'm gonna make sure it's set up right, and I'm gonna invest in a bookkeeper. And that set up the tone for my whole business from there. So that's how it impacted my life. New office chair, because you're worth it. Business software, like Infusionsoft, whatever. So if you're connecting with one of these stories, if you can make a note, because we're gonna do a little exercise where we're gonna be sharing this story, because we want you to practice. Because when your client comes up with that excuse, or you see, oh, this is what they talked about, here's my moment. We want you to be able to pull that story out of your arsenal and tell them, well, this is what happened for me when I invested in myself. Okay? And the last area is in self-care. And for many of you, this does relate directly to what it is you're offering. So you could talk about, therapy. I was going through stuff. I felt like I didn't have anybody neutral to talk to, and I decided I'm going to invest in a therapist for myself. And perhaps that was a huge gift that you gave to yourself.
And this, I think, is, these are all especially important where people, maybe they've come out of an environment like corporate where they're used to everything getting paid. Is it on my insurance plan? I'm not going to do it. Or training, if it's not, the training's not provided by my company, I'm not going to do it. So you need to have your story of where you pulled the cash out of your pocket, even though it wasn't covered by your insurance, and you saw that specialist, right? Or you did that training even though your company denied paying for it, and then connect with the difference that made for you to do it anyway, to take it out of your own pocket. And you may need those stories if your market is used to having everything paid for by Big Brother.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's great. And many people that are new entrepreneurs have that. Like if your market is entrepreneurs, a lot of people come out of corporate and they're not used to investing themselves. I know I wasn't. Like the first time I had to pay for my own freaking plane ticket and hotel, I was like, this stinks.
Oh, I worked for Pfizer for all these years and had a company car, and the first time I had to go pick out a car for myself as an adult after all these years of company cars.
Yes.
Right? But then I was going to get this little Honda Civic thing that I thought was so cute, but I accidentally stopped at the Lexus dealer first just to test drive one.
Oops.
Bad plan. Yeah, and when I stretched to do that, even though I had no idea how I was going to pull it off, it totally changed the trajectory of what I give to myself. I was driving a ton of miles. I was in it for hours and hours on end, and it makes a great story. Right? When you're talking to someone that's going to take the Walmart or take you, the Nordstrom.